Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Marcia.
I'm Ruxpin.
And we are here to review the second season of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yay!
Yay!
If Marcia and I reviewed the first season and the Christmas episode from last year, I didn't even realize that Susie watched the show. I don't know if you watched it then, or did you watch it all like around second season time? Had you watched it?
No, I watched it before.
Okay, well. That was during the time that you were in and out, so. Ooh. So now we brought Susie in to review the second season with us because we're all on the same page now. So we're going to do this review like we normally do. We'll talk about our overall thoughts and we'll talk about the story, the acting, the effects, all that good stuff, because this show, in my opinion, I thought it actually got a little bit better in the second season. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it more. It maintained the darkness level and dipped even a little bit darker at times. Mm-hmm. So I really like that. And I'm just impressed that they're going for it as much as they are. Like, I was kind of expecting them. I wasn't expecting them to rein it in, but I just haven't. It's been surprisingly entertaining and surprisingly dark. So I guess I just wasn't expecting that. So I don't know. Ladies, what did you think?
I loved it. Yeah, I thought that it, going into the second season, had a lot more depth to it. There's a lot more of story to kind of grab onto, and I love all the characters. I love everything about it. So what's his name, the cousin?
Yeah, now I'm gonna space it too.
Oh
Oh
my god, I can't believe it.
And Slip.
Oh, it's
And Slip.
oh my god.
I know, it's right.
Now I'm like Anders or
No, that's Workaholics.
All right. This is
terrible. What is it?
Andrews.
No.
No.
And
What is it? Oh my
Dursin.
god.
Ambrose.
Ambrose!
Ambrose.
I love Ambrose. I love his character. I love his like wit and everything. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I thought the second season blew the first season out of the water.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like, if you, please go back and watch the first review if you haven't done so yet. But I was liking the show, but I was a huge fan of Sabrina herself. That she was super annoying, and I was really, really scared it was going to fall into the Orange is the New Black territory, where you just kind of really hate the lead person because she's a horrible person. And Sabrina isn't a great person. I mean, she's young and she's learning, and she's stubborn and she's just willful and she's just going to do as she does. But I felt like in this season it wasn't so annoying. Like, there was actually purpose and reason by her actions, and her choices were fun and exciting choices, and she really is starting to own herself and like kind of come into who she's going to be, whether that is someone who is more evil or somebody who is good, and she just kind of just let life happen and just kind of like got rid of the whole like, oh, my boyfriend, I gotta be there for my boyfriend, and oh, my friends, but she's like more like, she's looking at the world bigger, and she's just thinking about her world her own role in a bigger role. I mean, there were some questionable like choices she made, but I mean, we're all growing, we all are different, and so it can't be perfect, otherwise the show would be boring. But I thought they did a phenomenal job. There was a tremendous growth with the show and the characters and the acting, and they just really opened up the world to be bigger and better, and it makes me super excited to see where they're gonna go.
Cool. All right, so you okay, Susan?
I mean, come on, who doesn't want to worship Satan, bitch? Come on.
Yeah, they do continue that, of course. They apparently reached an agreement
guy.
with the Satanic Temple, who they were actually in a lawsuit about the Baphomet statue, but they settled it. So they're continuing to use the statue, so they must have paid generously, I guess. But anyway, so the story of this season is, towards the end of last season, Sabrina went kind of dark, and she got silver hair to signify sort of the change, and she's embraced sort of the darker side of things, but she's still doing it her way. She's still trying to be good in an evil sort of atmosphere. And so that thread continues in this season, but she is again prepared to go dark in order to achieve her ultimately good means, So like that's an interesting dynamic I think that they play with in the show. And then meanwhile, everyone else has their own arcs, right? Ambrose is now sort of under the favor of the dark priest.
His house arrest gets lifted.
Right, his house arrest is lifted in order to help out. What is the dark priest's name again?
Blackwood.
Thank you. Yep.
Good
Girl.
job. Yeah, that one.
That one you're ready with. You're like, oh, I know Blackwood.
I know Sabrina and the aunts.
And I know the sisters, the weird sisters, right?
Their official title.
So, Marcia, quit edging off the. Hey, move the whole thing so you were still on camera.
Sorry.
So anyway, guys, so that is what's going. Well, and then there's a new dynamic that's sort of introduced, where we get to know the actual identity of the imposter teacher from the first season. And it turns out that she plays a very big role with regard to the Dark Lord and himself and everything like that. Like, she is biblically important. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if I wanted to spoil it or not, but yeah, it's an early point that's revealed. You're right. So that's so anyway. Ambrose has his thing going on. The Blackwood's got his thing going on. He's actually. They took him in kind of a weirder, like, he was traditional in the first season. Yeah. But in this one, he became full male chauvinist asshole, like, kind of out of nowhere, I thought.
That's traditional.
I don't know.
I feel like he was hiding it a little bit more in the first one, but there was glimmers of it, and then when they showed his face, then it was like, they did take it to the extreme.
Where he's like no, women need to be subservient again and all this stuff. And it's like, really? Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's just that's the one part that didn't sort of sit well with me was his little plot line. But I mean, and then there's the kids. There's actually a there's an actual subplot going on with Sabrina's friends, whom she doesn't even really see much in this entire season. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they have their own thing going on, and they play a little bit of drama because still her one friend is the seer. She is like now going blind because of her powers, which she was told was a possibility in the first season. And then not only that, but there's a new relationship developing within the dynamic that could raise issues and whatnot. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this story for this season. So what were your guys' thoughts? I mean, I've touched on, obviously, telling them what it is. So what do you guys think?
I think that, like Marcia was saying earlier in the first season, she annoyed the fuck out of me. Like, with her... and the way she spoke, like, too eloquently. But I actually now I don't know if it grew on me, because I think she had a really good character development, even like with her persona itself. So but I mean, come on, who doesn't want to worship Satan? Like, I think it's a really good story. I think that everybody, like you say, like even the friends, the way that the calling, that's what she had.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Man, I'm doing it today. The little things that was happening, even with Susie, the other girl, girl.
Boy.
Yeah, well, that's not her preferred name. His preferred name, Susie. Oh, you forgot that. Oh, see? In today's day and age, you don't even remember the preferred nomenclature.
I don't remember what he wanted to be called.
I don't remember
Daniel.
either. Was it Nick? Daniel?
Theo.
There you go.
Damn.
See, she is pulling him out. Wow, look at that. Don't tell this girl she got no memory.
It's coming somewhere. I don't know.
So you like that subplot too?
Yeah, they all had. I love how it all connected.
Yeah, it did. They wove everything together,
and it really well.
Yeah.
I thought so. So,
Marcia Packer?
Like I said, I really enjoyed it. The story was, it worked out. They did a good job bridging season 1 to season 2 and really closing a lot of the open-ended stories we had in season 1. And really developing them, and then when we got the closure we needed, and then was able to go from there to what we're going to see in season 3. So I thought they did a really good evolution with the story, and and with character development, and I'm hooked. I think that's all you can ask for, when you're watching a series like this, something that you really didn't know what to expect when we first got season 1, and I hoped it grew in season 2, and it definitely did that. And I'm excited to see what they do going forward, and I hope it doesn't, jump the shark or anything. Now that we got to see her come to her full fruition,
That was awesome.
Well, now, and consider, I just remembered that this isn't called season 2. This is called part 2. So I think this is.
Okay.
I think they have a finite story they want to tell
So you think
over the
maybe
course of a few seasons.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, I think that's part of why it's being so strong, if that is indeed the case.
Yeah.
Whenever you have, a finite, like, that's the thing. Lost was only supposed to be 5 seasons or something, and the network, it did so well for them. They're like, no, make 2 more seasons. So they had to dilute their actual story over the course of 2 extra seasons, and it just isn't good. That's not what this feels like it's doing. It doesn't feel like there's fluff episodes or anything
And
like
with
that.
Netflix, they don't need to. They have such
No.
strong content everywhere else that they can just really build a really strong franchise. And then,
I think it's awesome that they do the holiday episodes.
yeah,
I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
those are cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And this one, and I think I've said this before. Like I mean, my kid grew up in the '90s, so like whenever they would have like Christmas specials or any sort of holiday,
It feels
special,
real traditional TV.
Yeah, and it feels good. It makes me happy, and I'm like, no, it feels like it's the season, And
Yeah, even though
I
it's
love getting that.
In between seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of gives you something to hold on to and satisfy.
Well, it also helps, in shows like Buffy and things like that. Like, it helps reinforce the passage of time. And so it helps to feel like your characters are growing because they don't feel like they're in the same, month through the entire
exactly,
run.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing too that it does. So anyway, I think the effects are something we should touch on.
Oh, yeah.
So one thing I wanted to mention that I was kind of bummed about
Yeah.
is that I was excited when they baited us at the very end of season 1 when the one animal started talking, like back on the show.
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s, or what was it, 90s show, when the cat would actually talk and stuff like that.
Salem?
So, yeah, so Salem is in this one. It wasn't Salem that started talking, it was the bird, right, that started talking at the end of last season.
Oh, that's
Right.
right, yeah.
And then they just abandoned that. I was hoping they were going to go that way where the animals would occasionally actually talk to their
Yeah.
familiar person, but
Well, you
it
don't
doesn't.
know.
Yeah, I mean, they could bring it back, but I was a little bummed they didn't touch on that. Otherwise, let's talk about the effects. Did you guys have particular thoughts on them? I thought they were great. I mean,
Oh, man, when she went fucking Super Saiyan.
yeah, that part was really surprising. I'm telling you, that's one of the good things about the show is I was legitimately surprised at times. When that scene happened, I was like, what the hell?
And I warned
awesome.
you too. I was all like, "Oh, Cecil, you have to watch Sabrina."
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, and you're like, "Okay, all right, calm down." And then you were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you weren't lying, and I'm like, "No, it was not."
No, it was
Yeah.
insane.
It is fucking awesome. I like the whole time watching, I'm like,
At first,
I
thought,
can relate.
yeah. At first, when that whole, I don't remember what episode it was, like episode 2 or something. It was super early in the show, and when it happened, and I was like, oh, is she just doing another ruse, whatever? And then I was like, oh no, this is real. This is legit, and she is not playing.
What was she? Satan's sword? Something
Yeah,
like that?
Yeah.
Sword of Satan.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So there's some levitation effects. There's some CGI enhancements at times like that, and then there's a little bit of gore here and there. It actually I don't feel like uses as much effects wise as like Supernatural does.
Right.
Gore wise or anything like that. It actually does have some cool sort of digital effects when she like sees the Dark Lord in spaces he shouldn't be and stuff, and the
Yeah.
Dark Lord himself being a practical effect, or at least a costume effect, or whatever that thing is when he walks in. It looks awesome.
And everything's so stylized to match the show, and it just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look over the top. It really fits. They do a good job of really making it cohesive.
Yeah, it's shot beautifully. I mean, the whole thing,
And there's a musical number.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
You gotta have a musical.
Yeah, gotta have a musical.
I hear Pete's eyes rolling every time there's like a musical in a show. He's like, right, every time.
I like when there's just one episode dedicated
Yeah,
to it.
but not
That's
like
fine.
all the time. Like sometimes Riverdale gets a little too
Oh,
much.
really? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else specifically you guys want to mention? We touched on the cinematography, the effects, the story, all that good stuff. The acting. Let's touch on the acting. Did we like everyone in this season? Was there anyone that we didn't like? I thought everyone was good, and I actually thought the Weird Sisters stepped it up a little bit.
Oh,
this
yeah.
season.
I think they did too. I think they were a little awkward in season 1, but I think it's just because of the type of role they play. It is kind of a little awkward, but they played a big part in this season, especially with Ambrose, and it was really fun to watch them and get them some playtime, because they are very sadistic, and you want to get into the nitty gritty. Those are the three to do it, and I love how they kind of flow back from being like super evil to like okay, they're with the times, but they still always on that cusp of like, whether we're with you or we're against you, we're gonna be messed up.
I still felt really bad for the lead one during the show too, when something happened.
She gets the like,
ooh, like again, that was another point at which, when there was a mass thing that happened, I was like, Jesus, I can't believe that they did that. Like,
yeah, it got dark.
Yeah, it really did. So I think.
Oh man, I'm excited for the next.
I am
part
too.
3.
I am too.
I don't know what to expect really, and that makes me excited, because I don't
think
wanna...
there's anything you can expect after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. But the thing is, this season, I think, or this part came earlier than part 1 did last year. So we might get part 3 before the end of this year. I'm guessing we probably will.
If we do, that'd be awesome. And at least let's get like a Thanksgiving special or something.
Yeah,
that'd
something,
be fun.
or Halloween special.
I
think that would be more appropriate,
fun.
probably. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. That's, I think, going to do it for our discussion about Sabrina Part 2, or The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Season 2, whatever you want to call it. So why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below. Do you watch this show? If so, what did you think of Season 2? If not, if you're not watching it, does this make you more, knowing that it actually gets better and that it seems like it's actually got an end game in mind, does that make you more likely to give it a try? Again, it's a dark show. It's supernatural level of quality, in my opinion, with interesting characters that are just more than just the two leads. You know what I mean? So I really dig that about it. So let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Marcia.
I'm Marshburger.
And remember, stay scared.